Today we are going to start to the scope property of Python programming language. Okay, so in the first place, what is the scope? Scope means that we have some space in Python to define the variables or functions, and so each variable and functions defined mandatory. It's the mandatory rule for defining the variables and function should be contained in the any scope. For example, we have the module is a scope, okay, and so this Python file creates a scope, and then we can write any variables and the functions into it, okay, or we can define the class. It's another kind of the scope properties in the Python programming language, or we can define the function within a the specific scope, okay. So in the Python programming language, we don't have the properties of the this operator, parentheses. In C or C++ programming language, we have create the scope this function calling, or the fancy parenthesis operator to create any proper scope. But in Python, we don't have such kind of information. Only we have indent operator, okay, for the instead of using the this term, okay. So what's the scope in Python? I can create some examples in here like this one. Firstly, we can define the global variable in here like this one, because it's called the global variable because we defined this property or the elements in the module application or the module scope, okay, and so it's directly related to the module scope, and so we can create the def foo print x in here like this one, and so we can define another function in here, print x, okay, and so we can call the foo function in here like this one, and so we will reach the 10 values because this print is this even defined in the function of foo. The global variable or the module scopes contains the whole variables in the bar or the foo, and so this x can be searched and read to by using this x value, okay, and so another term is that the x can be equalized to the 20 in here like this one, and so if we can call the bar function, and then this x is updated, but the bar has specific scopes in here like this one, and also we can print the x in here instead of using the bar or foo function. We will also get the 20 and 20 in here, okay. But if you want to define any variable in the function within a function or the class, we will change this situation, okay, because for example we have the x is equal to 10, and then the foo can be defined like this one, and so y is equal to 20, okay, and so if we can call the y function in here like this one, and then we can print the y value, and firstly print x can be written like this one, and so this x is contained in the module scope, and then this x can be seen by using these terms. But if we call the print y function in here, and so we will get error because the name error is created in here or thrown from the what the interpreter. Name y is not defined because this y has the function scope, and so we cannot see this y because it's created in the what, in the function definition. Okay, this is the function scope, and this is the error. You get it, the meaning of this is scope concepts in here. So we will create the more complicated examples in here, like this one, the def foo x can be equalized to 10, and then print x can be written like this one. And so we will define the another function in here like this one, x equal to 20 in here, and then print x can be called like this one. And so we can call the foo and bar function in here like this one, and so we will get the what, the 10 and 20. But what happened if I remove this term? And so if I run this code, and then the x is not seen or defined in the bar function because the x is defined in the foo function. But instead of using this term, if we have the x equal 5, and so if I run this code, and then there's no error in the bar because this bar sees the what, the module scopes variable in here, but we cannot see this term from the bar. Okay, this is a simple example of the compare the what, the function and the module scopes. Okay, so we can assign the x variable in here like this one, and so we can define the def foo function in here, and so x can be equalized to 20, and print x can be right like this one. And so what happened if I call the foo function in here? Firstly, you need to understand that the Python sees or the evaluates the scopes within the what, within the sequence order. For example, if we have the x variable defined in the foo function, and so this x is directly related to what, to this x, not in the module scope. Okay, so if I run this code, I have the what, the x is 200 because this x is concerned or the relating to the what, to this x, because it's, they are defined in the what, in the foo function. But if I remove this term, and then we will get the 100. Okay, or if I print the x function but in here like this one, and so I will get in the first place the 200 because it's the within the what, in the function scope, and so the 100 is defined in the what, in the module scope. Okay, and then we can create the same variable or the within same name variables in the what, in the functions and the module scope in here like this one. Okay, so firstly x is equal to the 100, and therefore can be defined like this one, and so we can print the x in here. Okay, and then what if I call the foo function in here like this one, we will get the 100. Okay, and so what happened if I define the x is equal to 200 and then print the x value? And so the local variable x is not referenced before the assignment, which means that the Python interpreter sees or the controls of the what if the x is defined in the what, in the function definition or the within the function, which means that this print x cannot write the what, the global x in here because the foo has the own properties of the what, the x variable. And then this print to what creates an error in here. But what happened if I change this code like this one, and so there will be no error in here because this x is directly related to what this x, not in the module scope. But if I change this code like this one, and so this x cannot be seen in this syntax, okay? And so if we have the same variable or with the same name variable in the foo function, and so this x is concerned or is linked to the what this x variable, not in the module scope, okay? And so this throws the error in here like this one, okay? Any question? These are the simple context and the concepts, but it's important, okay? So in the next case we will define some another properties of the Python programming language. X is equal to what? The 10, okay? And so the foo can be given in here like this one, x20 and print x, okay? And then we can call the foo function in here, and we can also print the x function, okay? And so what should I see in this code? The 20 and 10 is seen on the what on the terminal page. But what happened if I want to choose what to this x in the what in the foo function? We have the global keyword in here like this one. If I add this code in here, and so if I run again this code, and then we will have the 20 and 20, because this x in here is an assignment operator just now, not the initialization one, okay? Because if we are using the what the global x in here with the keyword of the global, and then this x is linked with the what this x module scopes, okay? And so by using this term we can assign the global variable in the what in the function or in the another scope, okay? You may see the global keyword like this one, because it's important especially for the creating the some modules and the libraries. And so you may choose the what the assign the any variable in here like this one, okay? So what happened? X is equal to 10 and the foo in here like this one, the print x is directly or linked to the what to the upper, the up down the x like this one. But what happened if I call this x and x is 20, okay? And so we can call the foo, and we can call the what the print x in here like this one. What happened if I run this code? This code creates an error because the name x is used prior to global declaration, which means that this x is assigned in here like this one. It's the global x, and this x is directly linked with what this x is equal to 20, and so which means that this is the new assignment in here because this x is linked without the global x. But what happened if I choose this utilization? And so there will be no error. But if I put this print upper to the what the global x definition, this throws the error, okay? Okay. I, or the I values. But in the outside of the the foo function, we cannot reach these values. Okay, this is the error. But this is the no error, or this cannot throw the any value error in here. Okay. So if this is the case, and then we can create another foo function in here like this one. I should be initialized in the what and 0 values. Okay, and so the while I is smaller than 10, and so we can assign the x is 10, and in each iteration we add the 1 value in here. Okay, and so what happened if I print from the what, print this x value in the outside of this while value, because the while is create the what, the x equal 10. Okay, but this print is not written in the what, in the while loops. And so if I call the foo function, and so we will get the no error in here, because the same situation in the for is current with the what, with the while situation, or the while utilization. Okay, so in the conditional space, we get the the different behavior in the Python programming language, which means that if you create the def foo function in here like this one, if x is greater than 0, and then y is equal to 10, this y is created in the first place in here like this one, and after that we can call the print y in here. Okay, because this print is not written in the what, in the if function. Okay, it's the outside of the if function, and so this foo possesses the print and if separately. Okay, and so what happened if I call the foo with 10, and so if I run this code, we have the 10 value in here, because this x is greater than 0, and then the y is created in here within the what, within the function scope, and so we can reach this y value. But what happened if I choose the put the what, the minus 10 into the x in here, and so if I run again this code, and so we will have the error, the local variable y referenced before the assignment, which means that this if cannot be run by using these conditions, and so this y is not created in this case. Okay, to get it, this utilization, this is the conditional scope in Python programming language. Okay, so this is what we have talked about, the scope of these terms, and then we can move to the another function utilization in Python programming language, especially for the specific functions. For example, one of them is considered the map function. Map function means that it takes the function and iterable object like the list or the tuples, and then each object is passed into this function and returns the new iterable object. For example, if you have the a 1 2 3 4 5 in here like this one, and def foo can be defined in here like this one, the return n times n. And so what happened if I call the foo with the parameters of the a? And so in this case, the a is iterable object, but it's a list, and so this n should be multiplied with itself. But in order to do that, we should get the multiplication overload function in the Python, especially for the list class. And so if I run this code, we will get error, because can't multiply sequence by non-int of type list, which means that we don't have any operator overloading mechanism for this times or multiplication operator. But if I create the new variable in here by using the map function with the parameters of the foo, this is the function and a parameter. This, like in C or C++ programming language, this is the lambda expression. Do you know the lambda expression in C or C++ programming language? You don't know it? Okay. So, if we have this term, and then we can print the b value. But the b is the map object. And so, we should convert or initialize this b as a list or the tuple values like this one. And so if I run this code, and then the b is the object or the specific address for the what, for this operation. Okay, and so this is the function operation. But if I choose to translate the whole the values, it's coming from the what, the met foo and a, and so we can create the any other list. But in this list, the iterable object is changed with the what, with the foo function. Okay, 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25. And so what happened if I choose the times 2 value in here like this one? And so in each list elements are updated by using this function utilization. Okay, this is the called the in C or C++ programming, and this is the lambda expression. Okay, but in Python programming language we don't have the lambda expression. Okay, we have the what, the another expressions. Okay, so any question? Okay, so we can use the math function, the math library in here like this one, a 1 2 3 4 5, and so b we can initialize or the type conversion in here like this one, list map math sqrt can be given in here. That's the function name with the a, and so which means that this a is applied on the what, on the square operation for each element, and it returns the whole the values in the b as a format of the what, the list. Okay, and so if I call the b function in here like this one, and then we will have the square roots of the what, the each elements of these terms. Okay, for example 4 is equal to what in square form is the 2. Okay, and so we can utilize this function on the what, on the iterable objects, list, tuple or string values by using just the what, the map function. Okay, or we can create the what, the names list like this one, the Ali, Veli, Umut, Selami. Okay, and then we can print the map with what, the lamp function with the names, which means that this returns to the what, the length of these objects. But this is what, this is just an address map object at 0x blah blah blah. Okay, but if I choose the what, the what's the max values of this map, and so this returns the what, the maximum elements or the length of the name in here. For example, if I add the a in here multiple times like this one, and so if I run this code again, and so we have the 25 character in the what, in the maximum length of these names. Okay, and so we can easily utilize this function by using these terms. Okay, and so this map linked to the what, to some function with the some iterable object, and returns to the what, its outcomes on each elements with respect to the what for a given function. Okay, any question? Okay, and so we will continue with the what, the nested function. In Python programming language, okay? What's the nested function? Just remember that we have the nested loops like this one, for I in X and for Y or K in Y, okay? And blah blah blah, and so this is the nested loop, okay? But in the nested functions we have the def foo, for example, in here, and we can define the def bar like this one. In C or C++ programming language we cannot do that. We can only define the functions in the global scope, module scope, or the class scope. But in Python we can create the nested functions, because every function is just like the variable or the statements of the Python object, which means that each function name is an address, and so we can create the different functions or different variables in the nested types, okay? And then the 14 can be given in here, or x1, just like this one, and so if I use this property, and then the foo can be defined in here. Firstly, we can give the foo begins like this one, okay? And after that we can create the nested function in here like this one. The bar begins and bar ends, okay? And so we can call the bar because it's the within the foo scope, and foo scope possess the def bar function. And after that we can call it the foo ends in here like this one, and so we can call the foo function in here like this one. And so foo begins is given in here like this one, and so the bar is created in here and called from the at this term or at this line, and so we can call the print foo ends, okay? But what happens if I call the bar like this one? And so if I run this code, we will get the error because the name bar is not defined, because it's within the foo scope or the function scope. Module scope cannot possess these terms, okay? And so this is the error. Any question? Okay. So what happened if I use the same name with two functions in here? For example, print the global bar like this one, and so I can define any other function in here like this one with the same name of the bar, and then the print nested bar, okay? Then we can call the bar in here like this one. What happens if I call the foo function in here? And so if I call the foo function, we just call this we will get the nested bar because this foo function possesses the bar function in here like this one, the print nested bar, okay? But if I choose to call the bar function, this is the global bar, because we don't have any information about this bar. This bar is directly linked with with this bar, the module scope. This is the function scope, okay? Just remember that, this property. But we can create some warning or the error situation in here like this one. Def bar is equal to the print a global bar in here, okay? And so def foo, and we can call the bar function in here like this one. And so if I run again this code, and then this global bar is called because this bar is linked with with the module scope bar. But if I create the new bar function within within this function scope, and so we can call it the nested bar in here like this one. And then if I call this function, and so the local variable bar referenced before assigned, which means that if we want to use this bar, this def function is in the what, in the upper from the what, the bar function. Okay, if I change this term in here like this one, and so we don't have any error. This is the nested bar, but in this bar case we will get the error. Okay, this is the reference error. Any question? Okay, so we can create another example in here like this one, this def bar, the global bar. Okay, and so what happened if I use the global keyword in here like this one, def who, the global bar like this one, and we can call it the bar. Okay, and so after that we can call or define the new bar in here like this one, the print nested bar, and so we can call another bar in here. What happens if I call the foo function? If there is no error in here, but we don't have any error in here because this global bar is directly linked with this bar. But after that, if I choose the defined new bar in here, and so this bar is directly linked with the bar function in here. Okay, and so if I call this foo function, we will get in the first place the global bar, and after that we will get the nested bar. Okay, and so what happened if I call another bar, and so this is creating the nested bar like this one in here. Just remember that this bar is linked with this bar, but after that we have defined the global bar in here, and so this bar is related to this bar, and after that we override this bar with the utilization, and so this global bar is changed with this one. Okay, and so this is the nested bar. Okay, because we changed the name of this bar like this one. This is the identical of these terms. Okay, in this case is identical with this one, with this definition. Any question? Guys, do you understand what I'm talking about, the scope and the function definitions? Just react me and I'm pretty sure about it. Okay, so in the next case we will add some variable definition in here like this one, def. Firstly, we can assign or define the x is equal to 10. Okay, and after that we can create the def bar in here like this one, and so in the nested functions we can define any other x objects in here with the type of integer, and then we can print the x value, and after that we can call the print bar value, and after that we can print the x value, and after that in the last case we can call the foo function. What happens if I run this code? Firstly, you need to understand that this x is relating to the bar function scope. But if I call this bar and then this print is called with the values of this x value. But if I call this print in here like this one, and so this x is linked with the foo function x. Okay, and so not in this x. But what happens if I use the global x in here like this one? And so if I run this code, and then we will know error in here because we have the x is a new term in here, and so this is not the global x, or this x is not global. And what happens if I choose the x is equal to 5, and so we will reach the same values in here, like this one, because the bar is changed in here. But what happened if I change this code like this one, and so this 5 is assigned to the what? 10. Okay? It's the properties of the what, the finding the variables in the what, in the scopes, even if it's contained in the nested functions. Okay? So def foo can be defined like this one: x is equal to 10 def bar, and we have the what, the print x function in here, and x is equal to 20, and so print x can be defined. Okay, and so we can call the bar, and we can call the x, and in the last place we can call the what, the foo function. What happens if I run this code? This will be given the error because this print x cannot be used in these terms. But we also have the another keyword in here, non-local keyword x. If I use this non-local keyword in Python programming language, in the first place we have the what, the x is equal to 10, which means that this print x is called with the what, with the this term, non-local terms. Okay, and then this x is created as a 20. Okay, and so this x is linked with the this x. And after that, if I call this x, and so this x10 is updated with this term, because we use the non-local x term in here. Okay, you get it? This x is changed with the what, with the 20 value, but the both function are sees the what, the x10 and x20, and so there is one variable in here. But if I choose to remove this term and this term, there will be what, the two variables in here with the same name of the x. Okay, and non-local is utilized for creating this property in scope operations. Okay, so we will create some complex example in here like this one. X is equal to the 10 def bar, and we can create a non-local x in here, which means that this is the x within the foo. Okay, and so we can assign this x like this one, and after that we can define another nested tar or nested function, and also we can define the non-local x, and so this x can be assigned to the what, the 30. Okay, and so I can call the tar function in here like this one, and after that I can call the bar function in here, and after that I can call the x function in here, and after that in the last place we will call the foo function. Okay, what happens if I run this code? Firstly, you need to understand that in the Python programming language we can use this non-local x. This x is the what, is the foo x. Okay, but if I use in the nested type the tar, the bar possess the tar function as a nested type, this x is related to the what, the bar x. Okay, and so in the first place if I call the tar function in here like this one, this tar updated the 30 value within the what, within the these terms. Okay, and after that I call the bar function. This bar function, or this x is kept with the what, the 30 values, and this non-local linked to the what, the x10. And so in the last place if I call the print x function, this x directly linked to the what, this x10, but by using the non-local, this update rule is updated each variable in here, and then in the last place we will see the 30 values in here. Okay, this is the underlying mechanism of the what the non-local usage in Python. Okay, you get it? Okay. So what we can do, or what's the requirement of using the nested function in Python programming language? I can create some examples in here, like this one, the write primes for a given the upper limits for the number. For example, if I give the 1000s in here, and so this codes shows the whole the prime numbers on the on the terminal page. Okay, and so I can define another function in here, like this one is prime while, like this one, and so while remainder operator is not or is equal to the 2, and so we can return the while equals to 2. Okay, this is the conditional operator because we have the 2 as is a prime number, and so we can each this variable we should assign this value as a prime number, because the 2 is the only number that divided by the 2 and itself. Okay, and so if I create the I in range 3 to while with the 2 steps in here, because the whole odd numbers are can be prime number, but the even numbers cannot be prime numbers because it's divided by the 2. Okay, and so if the while percentage I is equal to 0, we should return to false because it's divided by the 2. Okay, and so if this is not the case, and then we can return the true value in here. This is the basic condition for for checking the prime numbers. But if we have this function in here and only utilization is given in the right primes, and so we can create the for I in range function in here, like this one, 2 while plus 1, because we should check the 1000s value in here, like this one. And so if is prime I, and then we can print the I and these terms. Okay, and so if I write the prime numbers, for example 250, and so if I run this code, the 2 3 5 7 11 blah 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 47, these are all the prime numbers, or we can check the 5000s value. These numbers are always the prime numbers, which means that this is creates the no reminder to the to the this not divided by, apart from that the 1 and himself. Okay, this is the basic utilization of the nested function in Python programming language. So any question? Okay, if there's no question, we will get the 15 minutes break, and after that we will start the lesson at the 11 o'clock. Okay.